Hello everyone, welcome to session 81 of Selenium training. So in this session, I am going to continue the live project. So far guys, I have taken 6 sessions on this live project and this session is going to be the 7th part, is the last session on the live project guys. And as part of all the earlier sessions, I have automated 11 scenarios. 11 scenarios. In that 10 scenarios were normal scenarios and one scenario was an end-to-end scenario. So like that we completed, I showed you implementing 11 scenarios across 4 functionalities. 11 scenarios across 4 functionalities like register functionality, login functionality, search functionality, and orders functionality. Like this, I covered these 11 scenarios as part of these 4 feature files. Now guys, we are done with automating the 11 scenarios using the existing framework that I have taken as part of this particular live project. The next step here is I want to integrate this automation scripts with GitHub. Was already shown to you guys. Whenever we are updating the scenarios or creating the scenarios, we uploaded the code into the GitHub repository, centralized repository. GitHub is a centralized repository. In this session guys, I'm going to integrate this mechanism or this whatever we are doing with Jenkins. Okay, we already have this scenarios frame. We already have the framework. So these are the things which are available so far. That is, framework is available. We have implemented 11 scenarios in this particular framework. Okay, we have automated 11 scenarios using this particular framework. And the other thing is that once we are done successfully implementing different scenarios, we have uploaded the code into the GitHub. Okay, these 3 things we are doing as part of the last 6 sessions. But guys, in this session, I am going to also integrate Jenkins into this mechanism. Okay, so far framework, scenarios, and GitHub were there. Now I am going to add Jenkins into this mechanism. So what exactly is our approach? So here is the thing. Here we have GitHub CR hosted code. Okay, code repository, hosted repo. Okay, GitHub CR centralized repository, hosted repository is there where we have all our automation code uploaded here. And here we are going to have something known as Jenkins. We are now going to configure Jenkins in such a way that all the 11 scenarios which are so far implemented and uploaded to the GitHub CR hosted repository will be invoked by Jenkins and executed. Okay, we are going to configure Jenkins, guys. We are going to configure Jenkins. So guys, we already have Jenkins installed in our machine as part of the earlier sessions where I have taken sessions on the Jenkins, right? I already explained how to install Jenkins in our machine, and Jenkins is already there in my machine. Just cross check whether Jenkins is already there in my machine. Just go to the control panel, install, search for Jenkins. Yes, Jenkins 2.149 is already there in my machine. Okay, it can be any version, no issues. I have Jenkins 1.249. So Jenkins is already there in my machine. How to cross check whether Jenkins is already there in my machine or not? I may have stopped. Okay, just give me a second. So just don't worry about that. I keep on changing some settings in my machine. So I just reverted it. Fine. So I already have Jenkins in my machine. So how to cross check whether Jenkins is there in my machine? I just went to the control panel and saw that Jenkins is installed in my machine. At the same time, let me open Firefox browser and type localhost. By default, Jenkins will get installed at the port number 8080, guys. Okay, just search for localhost 8080 and see whether you are taken to the Jenkins login page or not. Okay, if you have Jenkins properly installed and configured, then you will see Jenkins page loaded. When you say localhost 8080 in your Firefox browser, you will see a Jenkins page loaded here. Let's wait. It's still waiting for the connection, waiting for localhost. May take some time. So guys, if you're not getting Jenkins here, then that means that you have to reinstall Jenkins, guys. Okay. If you are not getting this Jenkins page here, then do one thing, just uninstall the Jenkins and then try to install it again in your machine until you get this page, Jenkins login page or Jenkins details page. When you type localhost, when you browse localhost 8080, you should get the Jenkins, guys. Otherwise, there is no use. Even you have Jenkins installed, if you are not getting this Jenkins page after 2 or 3 trials, right? Then simply go and uninstall Jenkins and try to install it again. Otherwise, okay. So I'm getting the login page. That means I can confirm. I am very confirmed that I have Jenkins in my machine and it's asking me to log in. I can even log in also. I remember the credentials of my Jenkins, QAFox, and Selenium are my credentials. I'll click on sign in. I'll be taken to the Jenkins dashboard. So I am trying to sign in, guys, into my Jenkins. So guys, if you are not able to do any of these actions, right, then Jenkins is not properly installed in your machine. Okay, so better to install it again and do the stuff. Now guys, so let me again open Jenkins. I just closed it. Let me open it. That is localhost colon 8080, enter. Just logging in again. Yeah, I went to here. I will create a new job. So I will name this job as demo QAFox live project. Okay, I'll just give this same name of this one, demo QAFox live project. And here I will select maven project option and then click on OK. I'm trying to create a new project in Jenkins to run the jobs, to run our 11 automation scripts, which are already hosted in github.com. Okay, so don't write anything in description, just scroll down here, stop at the source code management, and you are seeing local, none option. None means local machine. I don't want to run the scripts from local machine because I already updated the code to the GitHub, one of the GitHub repositories on GitHub. So I don't want to run the code from now on the local machines. Rather, I want to run on the GitHub code from the GitHub repository, online repository. So for that, I need to select the Git option. So it's asking me for the repository URL. So I need to provide the repository URL. For that, I will open browser and then go to github.com. It will automatically log me because I have been logging into this github.com multiple times. So when I say github.com, for you it may ask for the credentials, but for me directly it's logging in. So I will go to my repositories. So here are the repositories, and here you see we have demo QAFox live project repository. Okay, live project repository. So just copy this repository URL and where is that? And paste it here. Repository URL, paste it here. Okay, just paste the repository URL here. Error will be gone. And scroll down a bit. And under build triggers, this option is by default selected. Just deselect this option. And now build environment came. Don't worry about that. Pre-steps, don't worry about that. Stop at the build and see that it's asking. I think I have modified Jenkins a bit. That's why it's asking me to install to perform the tool configuration. Let me open tool configuration. If you already done the tool configuration, it's not required, guys. If you see this kind of error, you need to go to the tool configure. You need to open this link in the new tab and then add the JDK. So Java underscore home. Remove this, install or remove this. Here, provide the path. So for that, go to your C drive. C drive, program files, Java, JDK. Just copy this path and provide here. That's it. And scroll down again. Maven also. Maven underscore home. Deselect this option. Provide the path of maven underscore home here. So for that maven underscore home, right? For that, what I will do here is go to my drive, C drive. Here, maven folder will be there, Apache maven. So copy this and paste here. That's it. Apply and save. Done. It's done. The error will not go from here. Refresh it. Refresh the page. Again, select the Git option and try to provide this URL, GitHub URL. Copy this and provide it again. Error will be gone from here after a bit of time. Yeah, it's gone. Scroll down. Deselect this default option. Come here. You see error is gone. Here provide the maven test option. That is simply say test. It is nothing but the maven test. You are going to execute this form.xml file using the maven test command. Okay. So now that's it. Click on apply and save. Now try to build, guys. Okay. Your code is hosted in the centralized repository, that is GitHub, in this particular repository, online centralized repository, demo QAFox live project repository. So from this code, I configured Jenkins job or project in such a way that it will invoke the code at this particular GitHub repository location. So I will simply click on the down arrow here and click on build now and see whether yeah, it's executing. #1, click on the #1 console output. Let's see whether it will execute the scripts or not from here. From Jenkins, it will be able to execute the scripts or not. Let's find it out. Scanning for the projects. Mostly we'll get errors, guys. I'll tell you why the errors are displayed, how to resolve them. Okay. We'll mostly get the errors. Yeah, we got the errors. Compilation error we got, guys. Compilation error. The reason for the compilation error is that compiler is currently set to 1.5 maven compiler. Okay. The maven compiler. You see maven compiler, it's saying somewhere. Maven compiler. Okay. Plugin is actually set to 1.5. It needs because in our framework, guys, in our automation code or framework, we are using lambda expressions, which belong to the latest versions of Java, and 1.5 version will not be 1.5 will not be able to execute this lambda expressions. Compilation cannot be done. So we need to set it to 1.8. Then only these errors will be resolved. So guys, if you are getting the errors in this Maven compiler from Jenkins, there is a high level possibility that you will also see the same errors when you execute the code from your local machine also. So I will do a replica of the same thing in my local machine. Okay, I'll go to my Eclipse ID in my local machine and right click on pom.xml. I will do a replica, guys. Okay, I'm going to execute the pom.xml file because in Jenkins also I was executing from the configurations. I was executing the pom.xml file using maven test command, right? Same thing I'm going to do a replica in my local machine. I will execute the pom.xml file using the maven test command. So right click on pom.xml file and say run as here maven test command is the test command. The same thing I was doing in the sorry, Jenkins side. The same thing I'm going to do in now in the local machine. Okay, just click on maven test. I'm executing the pom.xml file using maven test command. So let's see what will happen. Will I get the same error that I got in the Jenkins or not is the question. Okay, I got some errors here. Will I get the same errors? You see, right click, run as maven test. Something is not going correctly. It actually gives the errors, guys. Somehow it's not giving the errors. Okay, it stopped working. Okay. We'll do one thing, right click, run as maven clean. I'll clean maven once. Something is going wrong, so just trying to reset the maven once using maven clean command. That's good now. Right click, maven, right click, run as maven tests. Yeah. Yeah, now we are seeing the errors, guys. There was something going on, so I just cleaned the maven so that it will compile. It will run the maven test command in a proper way. That's it. So I am getting the same compilation error, which states again the same thing, guys. Okay, maven compiler is set to 1.5. Okay, version. We need to set to a later version, guys. How to set that to a later version? I'll tell you. Just open this pom.xml file. Before these dependencies, we need to add some tags, guys. I will tell you what are the tags. So these are the tags. Okay, you need to add these tags. You need to add these tags. Copy these tags. I'll just paste into one of my browsers and then cut from there and then paste into my Eclipse ID so that there will not be any format issues. So properties, maven. These are the properties you need to add, guys. Okay. Properties, maven compiler. I am setting the maven compiler to 1.8 now. Okay. Save it. Close it. Close it. Right click. Again, right click on the pom.xml file and run as maven test this time. After setting that, in the local machine, I am trying to solve the problem first. Okay. So now it's compiling properly. Now you see I'm not getting any errors, guys. Okay. The compiler errors got removed. Compiler 1.5 errors are not getting displayed now, right? I'm not getting the compiler 1.5 errors, but the build is getting successful very fast. That is, none of the tests are getting executed. What may be the reason here, guys? Why maven is not able to execute the tests? There are 11 scenarios here, but maven is getting successful without executing even a single test. What's going wrong? Compiler option, we modify compiler error, we resolved it because we added the properties by setting the compiler to the maven compiler to 1.8. So it is ready to compile now. But thing is that it's not compiling at least a single scenario also. There is a problem. Because why? Because we need to execute this runner, guys. Right click run as we used to do like this, right? Genuine test. If we execute this runner class, then only all the scenarios will be executed, right? But pom.xml file is not executing this. When you run this pom.xml file using maven test, it's not executing the runner.java. There is a reason why runner.java is not getting executed with the help of the pom.xml file. The reason is the name. You see here, guys, the name of this file is runner.java. Okay, the name of this file is runner.java. If you remember, as part of the maven project, I explained that if you want to execute any test using any class files using maven, right, they should be either appended with the test keyword before or after the name of this class. So instead of test runner, you can either name it as test runner, either name it as testrunner.java or runner test.java. Anything is fine. I prefer test runner. It looks good, right? To here. So I'll now, since you see when I executed for the last time, the build got success, but none of the scenarios got executed just because the name of this runner class is runner.java. So right click refactor, rename it to test runner now, test runner, and click on finish. After updation, let it complete. It's renaming that runner class to test runner now. Okay, it got renamed to test runner. Now right click on pom.xml file, run as maven test. You see, this time the scripts will be executed, guys. Okay. You see, tests started. You see, earlier tests were not started. Now tests were started as part of this output console. You can see all the tests will be executed one after the another. All the 11 scenarios will be executed now, guys. one after the another. So things are working fine. So we modified two things. One is we added properties for updating the maven compiler to 1.8, so it will not display any compiler errors. Second thing is that no tests were running, so I just modified the runner class runner.java to testrunner.java, so it's kind of running. So like that, guys, I did two things, right? So now the scripts are running properly in my local machine. All the 11 scripts will be executed one after the another one. You can see that happening. This is my local machine, guys. Okay, but still we need to execute our scripts on the github.com. Once this execution is done in my local machine, I will update the local changes to the GitHub repo, and after that I will try to run from Jenkins. Okay, I will try to run the same thing from Jenkins. Few more scenarios left. Let's wait for all the scenarios to get completed. All the scenarios will get passed. Okay, you see all the 11 scenarios got passed. Fine. So now, guys, since the things are working fine, I will right click on this project and say properties. There are two changes done for test runner class and pom.xml file. I'll go to the project location in my workspace, and then I will go into the project folder and say right click git bash here. I'll upload the latest changes to the GitHub repo. Git status, git add dot, git status, git commit -m updated pom.xml file and renamed runner class file to test runner for resolving errors. Git push. I'm just uploading the code to the my GitHub repo origin master. Code is getting uploaded to the GitHub repo. Yeah, it is done. Just go to the GitHub repo and just refresh this demo live project and see whether any commits happened. Yeah, 11 commits. Recently, I committed something that is uploaded pom.xml file and renamed runner class to test runner for resolving the errors. So we have the uploaded code in the demo QAFox live project now. Okay, of github.com. Now again, go back to Jenkins, guys. Now go back to Jenkins. Since we updated the GitHub repo, and this Jenkins project is already configured with this GitHub repo. This Jenkins is already configured. This Jenkins project is already configured GitHub repo. It will point out to the latest updated code in the GitHub. So right click here and say build now to see whether there are any other errors coming or not. Okay, click on this console output. Let's see whether the test will get at least executed in this Jenkins or not this time after updating the code in the GitHub repo. Okay. So compiling maven compiler file encoding use looks like it's compiling is there are no errors in the compilation. Tests have started also. Okay, let's see whether the test will be executed. Mostly guys, most of the tests will fail. You will see that tests are executing in Jenkins, but most of the tests will fail. Okay, I'll tell you how to resolve that problem, but for now let's just wait for all the tests to get executed. It may take some time. You need to be patient here. The first test is getting executed here. You can see that first test is getting executed. Something is all the tests will be executed in a headless mode, guys. No browser will be displayed to you, but in the background, all the scenarios will be executed one after the another one. Okay, you will not see any browser opening before you. You see the first test itself has failed here, and second test has started. Second second test has started, and let's see whether this will pass or fail. So far, the first test got failed. Let's see what will happen with the second test. Tests are getting executed. Earlier, we got the compiler errors and no tests were getting executed, right? But this time tests were getting executed and the first test got failed already. Second test is kind of executing. Let's see what will happen to the second test, whether it will pass or fail. Let's find it out. It may take some time, guys. We have to be patient. Yeah, second test also got failed. You can see that second test got failed. And now third test has started. So out of two tests got failed. So now third test is started. Most of the scenarios will fail as part of this, guys, because the browsers are getting executed in a headless mode, and most of the cases the browsers, this will be a problem. And I will after this execution, guys, I will tell you the solution, guys. Okay, I'll tell you the solution, how to pass the test cases. I will tell you. Okay, so third scenario also got failed. Fourth scenario started here. Fourth scenario started here. So unlike that 11 scenarios to be executed, guys, we need to wait for it to complete the execution. Fourth scenario failed. All the four scenarios got failed so far. So fifth scenario started. So if you are getting something errors in Jenkins, guys, it's better that you go back to your local code and try to replicate the same there and see if you are getting any errors. If you are able to run the tests in local machine using maven, then you should be in a position to run the same tests in Jenkins also. That's the comparison, guys. Okay. If Jenkins it is not working in your local, you have to check whether using maven we are able to execute the test or not. Okay, that's what is the first step. So fifth scenario failed and sixth scenario started. This is a live project, guys, which I am taking as part of these sessions. So if you are able to understand up to this point, that means that you are very good at Selenium and you have already gained some confidence, which will enable you to solve any problems in any of your further projects, guys. Okay, you got a very good hands-on how the people work in the real time already. So this should enable you to do a lot in Selenium. By the end of this session, you should be in a position to do anything on your own, because this is how we generally work in our real-time projects. We'll have some real-time framework with us, and then we automate the scenarios in the same way that I demonstrated as part of the implementing the 11 scenarios, and we'll integrate GitHub, Jenkins, all those stuff. Whatever that I showed you, I just showed you maximum to my extent as we do in the real time. Okay. So this should be a very good enabler for you to perform different projects on your own in the upcoming days. Though there is very lot of things to learn, guys. There is lot of things to learn. These are the very key areas that you need to focus. This is I think this is the 81 scenario which I am taking now. Okay, if you are up to this 81st scenario, that means that you are in a very good position already. You understand a lot of things in Selenium, and you know how to deal with the things, framework concepts, frameworks. You have very good knowledge on that, and at the same time, you now know how to deal a project in real time also. Most of the people doesn't know more about the Jenkins, GitHub, and all those stuff. Okay, so that's where like I started these sessions with the real-time framework, real-time automation scripts creation, and then Jenkins and GitHub real-time usage. Okay, how the things are going to work in a single framework. So for all the scenarios got failed, guys. Whatever the scenarios I'm just we are looking at, right? All the scenarios got failed now. You see, all the scenarios got failed so far. None of the scenario got passed till now. Okay. Yeah, only one scenario got passed. This is the first scenario that got passed for the first time. All the remaining scenarios didn't get passed. Okay. You see, steps wise they are giving the errors. Okay. So test run are 61 steps are like errors are 18 it seems. Skipped are 27 because of the errors. The skips were 27. Remaining things were executed properly. It's saying. So build your success, but thing is that there are some test failures are there. But I don't know what got failed, what got passed, and all those stuff because I'm not seeing anything on my screen while the scripts are getting executed. I'm not seeing anything on my screen, and also because of this headless mode only, these steps are failing. These tests are failing just because the scripts are running in a headless mode, and maybe the resolution or something is not matching properly. That's what is the problem. So how to overcome this problem? In order to overcome this problem, there is a way, guys. That means so far we installed Jenkins using the exe file, and we launched it directly at the default port. But guys, now I'm going to install to see the things happening in a real mode, to see the automation scripts executed in a real mode rather than in a headless mode. You should not be using Jenkins in this way. Instead, you need to install Jenkins using the war file. Using a war file, guys. I will explain you how to install Jenkins using war file. Okay, when you install Jenkins using war file and configure it properly, then you will be seeing all the scripts executing in non-headless mode. Instead of headless mode, you will be seeing all the scripts executing in real Windows and all those stuff. Then you can see that all the scripts will also get passed also. Okay, that's what is the direction I am going to take. Now I will close this one, and what I will do is I will open my services. Just type services here, you will get this kind of things in your Windows 10 machines or Windows machines. So go to this dialog of services and select this Jenkins. Search for Jenkins. Right click on Jenkins and say properties. Set this properties to manual. By default, it will be automatic, guys. So just set it to manual and stop it. Stop the service. Okay, apply. So we stopped the default service. The Jenkins service got stopped now. So if you open your Firefox browser, again say localhost 8080. Localhost colon 8080. You see this time Jenkins, you will not be able to access Jenkins, guys. You see, unable to connect because I manually stopped the service, right? I manually stopped the service of Jenkins because I want to install Jenkins in a different way. I don't want to install in the normal exe format. So since we already installed Jenkins in my machine, I just stopped that service manually. So at the same time, what I have to do here is I'll go to my C drive now. I'm now showing. Now I am going to show how to install Jenkins using the war file, guys. Okay, war file. So go to your C drive. When you have installed Jenkins using the exe file, after downloading the Windows exe file from Jenkins website, right? When you install that, a folder will be created. Jenkins folder will be created in your program files x86. Just go to that Jenkins folder in your program files x86, which got created using the exe file installation. Scroll down a bit. Somewhere inside the Jenkins folder, there will be a file called jenkins.war. This is the file we want, guys. This file you will install only after stopping the services, stopping the Jenkins service manually. Okay. So commands, just select the path and say CMD. It will open the this particular path in the command prompt directly. This is the technique you already know, as I showed you in few sessions already, right? So Jenkins, here I need to type a command, guys. The command is provided here for your reference in the notes. That is java -jar jenkins.jar and all those stuff. Okay, I'm going to type the same thing. Java -jar jenkins.var. That is the name of the file. That is jenkins.var is the name of the file. Java -jar jenkins.var space hyphen http port here p should be capital is equal to, instead of 8080 port you can give any other port. You can give 8091, 8092, 8096, 8085, 8082, anything. Okay, but don't give 8080. Rather than that, give any different port. So I prefer 8090 for now. Okay, I'm just giving 8090. You can give anything, guys. Other than 8080 you can give any number here. Okay, I will give 8090 and say enter. I'm just installing the Jenkins using the var file. This is the process, guys, for installing the Jenkins using the var file. Okay, so I need to select this. I need to select this. Yeah, I copied this code. If you're not able to copy, simply say right click, edit, mark option, and then double click and say Control C, and you can paste it here if you are not able to copy. I just copied this code. Okay, secret code. So now, guys, I will open my Firefox. So which port I installed this var 8090. So I will say localhost colon 8090 enter. So this will freshly install Jenkins, guys, from the start. Whatever what is the process for Jenkins installation, the same thing will repeat now. Now copy this code which I copied, which I pasted there, and paste into this administration password. Click on continue. Select this install plugins. All the plugins should get successfully installed one after the another one. Okay, let's wait for all the plugins to get installed one after the another one. It's a very fresh instance that you are doing now. Okay, whatever you did for exe file configuration, the same thing will be happening. This is a very fresh installation, you can say, using the war file separate. Why we are going with war file installation of Jenkins, guys? Because all the scripts, if you go with the normal exe file installation of Jenkins, all the scripts will be executed in a headless mode. There is no possibility of you seeing what's happening in the browsers, right? So in that case, guys, if you install the Jenkins using var, in that case, guys, you can see what's happening in the application in the browsers. So you can see the real browsers opening and then all the scripts getting executed. Okay, in this kind of installation of approach. So hopefully all the plugins should get installed. Let's wait for all the plugins to get installed one after the another one. At a present build timeout plugin got installed. Let's wait for the next one to get installed. It might take a bit of time, guys. Let's wait. Yeah, one plugin already got failed. We'll try to reinstall that after this. Most of the plugins got passed. Only one plugin got failed, that is credentials binding. It will retry to install once all the plugins got installed. Mailer plugin got installed successfully. Yeah, some plugins are getting failed. GitHub also failed. A lot of plugins got failed this time. I'll try to retry and see. All the plugins should get installed, guys. Otherwise, you have to repeat the process. There's no other way. So you should keep on trying until all the plugins get installed. So most of the times the plugins may fail in Jenkins. Can't do anything. Just have to make it possible. That's it. Let's wait if the plugins are not getting installed. I have a solution for that. I will show you what we have to do. You have to restart the process of Jenkins again from the beginning. I will show you how to restart the process. You see, most of the things are not getting passed. So just close this, guys. Just close this. What we have to do after closing that is simply go to your C drive, Windows C drive, and here you will have some users folder. Open that. Your computer name. What is that computer name folder? Just go into that folder. Okay, user folder of your machine, current logged in user. Just go into that and delete this .jenkins file. Okay, delete your .jenkins file. So if any window is open, it will not close. So close this. Try again. Done. Now, guys, we have to restart the process again. Okay, we have to restart the process. Again, go to C drive, program files, Jenkins. This is the only way, guys. You have to start the process again. You have to say cmd again. Java-jar Jenkins.var. Enter. You have to restart the process. You have to install the Jenkins var again. But before installing it again, you have to delete in C users folder and particular users folder. You have to delete that .jenkins. Then only you will be able to install it again properly from the beginning. Okay, right click edit, mark, copy this. New password will be generated. Paste it here. Again, open Firefox browser. It will ask for the password again. You have to provide this password. Copy this password. Paste the password. Click on continue. Install suggested plugins. Again, it will start. So let's wait for all the plugins to get installed. So most of the plugins got installed. So few are left. Let's wait for them to complete. All the plugins got successfully installed, guys, while installing using the var file. So it's asking the same kind of details like whatever the details that it used to ask earlier, right? Same thing. Just give some same or different details, anything. I'll give the same details. I don't want to give different details. QAFox, Selenium, Selenium, and QAFox.com. Fine. And click on save and continue. The port which we have selected is 8090, localhost 8090. Start using Jenkins. This is the first time, right? This is the first time we are using Jenkins. So it doesn't have any jobs. So this is the first time, and try to create a new job, guys. Before that, just let me go to my GitHub repositories. This is a repository, right? Demo QAFox Live Project is our repository, which has updated code. Now, I have installed via Jenkins var, and I'm trying to create a new job to trigger this code, which is there in my centralized repository of github.com, right? Now I'll create, either click on this, I'll click on either new item or create new jobs, anything is fine. Enter in name. You see here, maven is not coming. It's a fresh instance of Jenkins, guys. Okay, this is a fresh instance of Jenkins. You will not see the default plug maven which need to be installed separately, right? So I will go back to Jenkins and go to manage Jenkins, manage plugins, available. Here I will search for maven integration plugin. I got this plugin, guys. Download now. Select this plugin, maven integration, and click on download now. Install after restart. Maven integration plugin will be downloaded soon. See, it started downloading. Downloaded successfully. Will be activated during the next reboot. Okay. So what I will do now is I will go back to manage plugins. Click on install tab. Scroll down. Completely scroll down. So nothing there. We have to restart the Jenkins, guys. We have to restart the Jenkins. So we'll try to restart the Jenkins and see what will happen. Logout. QAFox Selenium. And try to click on new item. I'm still not getting any maven project, guys. So something went wrong. We'll go to manage Jenkins. Again, manage plugins. Available. Maven. Integration. Still not installed, guys. Select it again and click on download now install. So restart Jenkins when installation is completed, no jobs are running, saying something like that. Go to manage Jenkins, again manage plugins, installed. Here search for maven. Not getting anything. It should restart automatically, but okay. It's not restarting, guys. That's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to get it. The Jenkins instance requires a request. Changing the state of the plugin set is wrongly discouraged. Restart Jenkins before proceeding is saying. Okay. But it's not giving an option me to click on the restart. If I restart manually, so let's do one thing. I will log out and click on close this. Again, open the Firefox. Manually, I'm doing this. Localhost 8090 QAFox Selenium. Create new job. Not it. So guys, we are not able to restart Jenkins. So we'll do one thing. Instead of trying to restart from here, because we have installed Jenkins via WAR file, right? So the process may be different. So I'll just close this command prompt and I'll go to the my C drive, program files, the Jenkins folder. Here we have the jenkins.war file, right? At this location, I will say cmd command prompt. It will open the command prompt at this Jenkins folder location. Now here I will say jenkins.war Restart. Not happening anything. Okay. Java hyphen jar. I just close the Jenkins anyhow. Now I'm starting. Just forget about this. Simply open the command prompt freshly. I'm not restarting. Instead, I just closed the command prompt. I went to this Jenkins folder and simply said Java hyphen. So if I close this command prompt, that means that Jenkins has been closed, right? Earlier I closed this command prompt. That means the Jenkins has been closed. Now stopped. Now again I opened the command prompt at the same location and I'm saying Java hyphen jar jenkins.var. Again HTTP port is equal to 8090. Okay. If the Jenkins is already installed, this particular command will not install again, guys. It will simply open it. That's it. Okay. The same command will not open. It will just open the Jenkins, but it will not install it again and again, guys. If the Jenkins is already installed and configured, it will not install again. So let's wait for Jenkins to start and running. So this actually means that you have restarted the Jenkins, guys. Okay. Here you have closed the Jenkins, earlier Jenkins, and again you started trying to put the same command java hyphen jar jenkins.var http port 8090. This time you see Jenkins is fully up and running. No password is given. That means this particular thing knows that Jenkins is already installed and configured. We just need to restart it. Okay, it has restarted now. So I'll say localhost. This time it should come, guys. This time it should come. Localhost 8090. Yeah, it's asking for the username and password. Selenium. Yeah, create new job. You see, you got the maven project. That means the Jenkins has restarted. What is the process for restarting the Jenkins, guys? Simply close the command prompt and open the command prompt again at the same Jenkins folder location of program files. Again, type the same command java hyphen jar jenkins.var, the port number that you have given earlier. So it will restart the Jenkins automatically, and just close the browser and start it again. Then the Jenkins will get installed. Jenkins will get restarted. Now when you click on new item, you're getting the maven project. Why I need a maven project? Because whatever uh, the code which I hosted in the repository of GitHub is not, has pom.xml file. Pom.xml file means it's a maven project. So guys, let's configure this project. Demo QAFox live project. I'm just giving the same name. Clicking on maven project, click on OK. This Jenkins is installed via war file, not exe file. Okay. We have installed this Jenkins via the war file, which is available in the program files of Jenkins folder. Okay. So the why we installed, because we are not able to earlier we were not able to see the scripts executing in real mode. Instead, the scripts were used to execute in the headless mode, and most of the scripts were failing. Right. To overcome that problem, I have installed the Jenkins via the war file. Okay. And I'm trying to configure it so that this time we will see from Jenkins, when you execute the scripts, you will see the real browsers opening up and application being executed in the real browsers. Okay, that's what is the difference, and most of the scripts will pass, guys. Select Git again, same configurations, guys. The configurations are same again. Select Git, and here go to github.com and click on this folder and copy this URL, paste it here. The error will go after some time. Scroll down. Deselect this by default selected option. Here again, since Jenkins is a new instance, again it is asking you to configure this thing, tool configuration. Open a new tab. Add JDK, same thing, Java underscore home. Deselect this option. Here underscore Java underscore home, go to your C drive, program files, Java, JDK, sorry, up to this path, copy this path, paste it here, go down, add maven, maven underscore home, deselect this option, again go to C drive, maven folder, copy this path, here provide maven underscore home, apply it, after that save it, okay. Now refresh this page, again select this git, copy the same repository URL, the error will go away again. Scroll down, deselect this option, scroll down, you see the error is gone away. Form.xml is there. You don't have to give the complete path because we are executing the scripts from the GitHub repo. Since we already provided the path of this repository folder, only thing we need to specify is the form. By default, it was specified here. We didn't specify. Simply say test. This is a maven test command, guys. Maven test command, as you already know. Now click on apply. And click on save. Go back to dashboard and select this option and click on build now. The build has started. Click on this #1. Click on console output. This time the thing should work properly, guys. We should not get even a single error and all the scripts should pass. Okay. And we should be able to see the scripts executing in the real browsers rather than in the headless mode because we installed Jenkins via the war file. It started executing the test. Let's wait for the test to get executed. The tests have started executing. First test got passed. Second test got started. You see, you are seeing the scripts executing in the real browser, guys. This will only happen when you install the Jenkins via the war file. If you configure the Jenkins which was installed using the exe file, it doesn't work like this. Okay, all the scripts will be in hidden mode and you will not see any scripts running. All the scripts will be running in the headless mode. But when you install Jenkins using the war file, then you will see this happen. Okay, still the scripts are getting executed. Total 11 scenarios will be executed one after the another one. All the scenarios will be passed. As you can see, all the scenarios are getting passed. None of the scenarios got failed. Failures and errors are zero. So this time, guys, everything went very well. All the scenarios were executed as expected, and everything got passed. And we are able to see the scripts executing in the real browsers too. So this is how, guys, we have to integrate Jenkins into the our day-to-day projects, and we should be in a position to get all the scenarios getting passed, right? So fine, that's it, guys. That's it about this Jenkins. How to integrate Jenkins into this live project and all those stuff. Okay, we are done with the live project, guys. This is the last part which I have taken as part of the live project, and this is the end of the live project. I am just ending with the Jenkins, proper integration of Jenkins. So that's it, guys. See you. Bye.